My memory only reaches to about the time that I was 4. And for as long as I can remember, there's been this hunger. I remember playing Duck Hunt, the Nintendo game using a gray and orange plastic gun, hunting pixelated images of ducks like I was starving, like success meant survival on an imaginary prairie. And on the same screen, I watched Captain Planet, the Smurfs, Inspector Gadget, Transformers, and the Ninja Turtles. And since my favorite color was blue, Leonardo, the turtle with the swords and the attitude, was awesome. I wanted to be him when I grew up. And my mother empowered me for at least 3 Halloweens to trick-or-treat as Leonardo alongside Dracula, who had possessed my big brother. My first happy memory is when I learned to ride a bicycle. To me, everything was riding on this. My mother was uphill behind me in the camera, my father down below urging with his arms, and I did it. I rode. And I was so excited, not because of the cool brush of wind past my face, nor the weightless sensation of momentum, but the thought that I had breached whatever barricaded me from my father, from my mother, achieving a success so magnificent I would turn us back into a family. But it didn't work out like this. I love both of my parents. But my mother was the one who captured good memories with cameras, and the courts decided I'd spend my most memorable years elsewhere. There are less pictures. My first hope for romance was in kindergarten, an angel named Jill. My first girlfriend's name was Jennifer, one of many I passed notes to in the 90s when text messages were still handwritten, electric only in metaphor. I tried to fit into Vans, cross colors, airwalks, and those silk button-ups from the Burlington Coat Factory. Spending a half an hour every morning on my side spike down the part, mullet party in the back, steps trimmed up the sides, sealed beneath thick hairspray enamel, my haircut was a time capsule, capturing the best of North Louisiana prep, MC Hammer, and Metallica's Jason Newsted. I was hungry for approval. My first memory of pain is when I crashed that same bicycle. See, my father had built us this neon hot pink spray-painted wooden ramp for our birthday. And without experience, I assumed it only took speed, so I charged. Full terror, half balls, no knowledge of bunny hopping, all gravity and momentum, and when I hit that ramp, I did not catch air. I did catch the sidewalk's equal and opposite kiss. Shrieking, my mother whisked me inside, washed and iced my very affected face, sat us down on the couch, and she held me close. I remember how safe I felt. Until she blamed my father for it. And I remember with anger because it wasn't his fault. All he had done was give us this gift that maybe it would take pain to learn how to use, just as he had done when he planted us into our mother and she birthed us into this life filled with excruciating gifts, like middle school and genitals and free will and question marks, romance and poems. Like the first poem I remember was Hungry Mungry from Where the Sidewalk Ends by Shel Silverstein, about a boy who ate everything, the table and then his neighbors and then the universe until nothing was left but his own teeth. I thought it was hilarious. It was my instant favorite. It took years until I realized how much he and I had in common and how hungry I had been and how so many failed attempts to satisfy taught me that maybe more is less. And maybe whole is more. And even nuclear families can explode. So when I feel the hunger pains come, I search for other memories to tide me over. Like when I was 5, I used to pile every stuffed animal and pillow in one corner of my room and climb my twin bed, arrayed in the baby blue glory of my Care Bear onesie with the footsies, and stage dive into the plush cloud of their ovation. Or when I was 7, I would usher my mother and brother to the amphitheater of our living room couch for a surprise. Discreetly inserting a cassette tape into the stereo, I demonstrated for them the world's most epic improvisational hip-hop pop dance ever performed in that living room to songs like Billie Jean, Black or White, You Can't Touch This. I was too legit to quit. I danced because I hadn't yet learned that people laugh at those they do not understand. I danced because I had not yet learned that untold multitudes of natural-born dancers are paralyzed every day by the fear of not being cool. I danced because I was alive and still free with 2 legs that worked. So when life hands me each of its excruciating gifts, it's these memories of stuffed animal stage dives and improvisational dancing that I search for. The moments I have no recollection of hunger. Because sometimes we are full.